Give 1 second, let him get his notes.
Yeah, if you look for a microphone, you might be able to click it.
Yeah, that's the microphone here. So there's that,
You better mute
what
everyone.
here is-
Try to click the arrow and it goes up.
I don't see him. Maybe he's joining by Zoom. Good. Good. Good.
One Zoom, just think.
Yes. Good.
Yeah, while he's getting his notes. Sit here.
All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order. I need to establish a quorum. Frank? Here. Dave? Here. Nelson? Laura? Not here. And Andrea? Not here. Are they joining by Zoom? I don't know, she's on the boat. with
Okay,
us.
all right.
So, all right, I'm going to.
Just four of us, you have four.
Yep, I'm going to turn it over to Vera for the minutes.
Okay, we're going to approve the minute meetings from the September 22nd meeting. Can I please have a motion to approve the minutes?
I make a motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next on the agenda, we are going to vote. I'm taking away the rights to the amenities of residents who are delinquent more than 90 days in either regular monthly assessments, special assessments, or violation fines. I'm going to read the units that we're going to be voting on. $605, $222, $626, $416, $430, $606, $825, $828, $419, $426, $403, $528, $310, $221, $332, $732, and $325. Can I please have a motion to remove the amenities from these units?
I make the motion.
Can I please have that second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. As you guys know, we are not going to be taking questions on the fly tonight. We asked any residents who have questions to send them in before January 5th. And 3 unit owners sent in questions. I'm going to have Frank go ahead and answer them for you.
Hello, neighbors. Happy New Year, 2026. Hopefully it'll be a really good year for us. I feel confident it's going to be. We received 3 questions, and what I'm hoping is I like this format because we're able to address the questions without interruption. We kind of get sidetracked when somebody asks a question and the follow-up, and then it turns into a little bit of chaotic, so to speak. So what I'm hoping is moving forward that more of you will be involved, ask more questions. This way we can address each and every one of them. Okay, and hopefully we'll answer these questions to the best of our ability. All right, so we received 3 questions. The first one is, in order to protect the value of our real estate investment, it's important to keep our monthly HOA fees at a competitive level with the market. Considering the type of building and our existing recreational facilities, our HOA fees are too high compared to similar buildings. This difference puts sellers at a disadvantage in the current market. It would be better to reduce the monthly HOA fees rather than increase them. I know that we have many improvements and important repairs to carry out on the building. Wouldn't it be preferable to make special assessments instead of increasing the monthly HOA fees in order to protect the resale value of our condos? This way you'll get the same income at the end, but you keep the HOA at a reasonable level. Why not opt out for this approach instead? Okay, thank you for your question. All right, so the answer to that question is, in addition to the HOA fee increase that we've just experienced, we have been doing special assessments. So it's been twofold. And the reason the HOA fees are where they are right now today, and again, I don't know if these are high compared to other buildings. It's a very difficult thing to compare. Other buildings maybe don't have 3 stories. They're not subject to the SERS account, the reserves. So other buildings may not have the recreational facilities we do. We have the rec room, the gym, the pool, the dock, a big auditorium. So all of these things affect what the HOA fees are. So hard to compare if ours are higher than a building similar to ours. But having said that, here's the most important answer to that question. The reason the HOA fees were raised the way they were, and we've had the special assessments that we've had, is due to 10 years of bad fiscal policy. I know previous boards and management companies didn't want to raise the HOA fees. They didn't want to, have special assessments. So in their mind, maybe not charging the community, it was a good thing. But unfortunately, over a long period of time, it really put our building in disrepair. So now we are addressing each and every one of those items, and we are committed, and I mean committed, to getting everything in the building up to par. Okay, so we can all be proud of where we live, and we'll do our best to not increase the HOA fees moving forward. Okay, remember, HOA fees are for the monthly maintenance of our building, paying all of our employees, maintaining the building satisfactorily. Special assessments are for special projects that come up once as needed, on an as needed basis. So where we are right now with the HOA fees is a good place. We're able to pay all of our bills, pay our management company, make sure everything's being done properly, and we're hoping to not have to increase them, okay? The second question and the third question are almost identical, okay? I'll read both, but they're almost identical. Question number 2, considering the community has several owners who are permanent non-residents, that they contribute as much as permanent residents to the community by the HOAs in terms of maintenance and the maintenance of the value and beautification of the property. We are of the opinion that the possibility of renting at certain receptacles conditions, acceptable conditions, would increase the value of our units as well as the resale value for all owners. Could we consider making the rental possible under certain conditions? And they keep saying respectable, but I'm assuming they mean acceptable rules established by the administration. The spirit is, of course, to preserve the safety of the residents and avoid excessive turnover of tenants. Rates should be established and administered by our site managers, such as rent allowed once a year per unit, minimum rental period of 2 months, rental requests submitted for prior approval to the administrative office. Thank you. The third question, almost identical. Would you consider the possibility that we could rent our unit under certain conditions? Rules established by the administration. We think that this possibly could increase the value of our unit and could contribute to the reserve fund. Here are suggestions of the rules. Rent allowed once a year per unit, minimal rentals of 2 months, rentals submitted prior approval for the administration office. Each rental should give $1,000 per month to the reserve fund. Thank you for consideration of the request. Okay, so here's the answer on the rentals. The shorter answer, short term, is no. We cannot have rentals here right now. Important. This is an important note. Every single owner here purchased this unit under the rules and guidelines that this was not a non-rental building. So we have to be respectful of the people that bought here, because they might have bought here specifically because there's not rentals allowed, okay? So that's number 1, first and foremost. Okay, as far as where we are now as a community, we just implemented the butterfly, and I know Joey's going to go over a lot of the things that we're working on. We just implemented the butterfly system, which has significantly improved the security of the building, making sure who's coming and going, having the cameras on site. We instituted Parking Boss. We have significant fines with the city of Hallandale Beach that we have to negotiate. We have special projects that we have to complete that some of them have started, some of them haven't even started. What I'm getting at is this. We need to get the building to the point where it's a well-oiled machine. Everything's up and running. All of the fines have been mitigated. All of our permits have been closed. Okay, and we have security, acceptable security for the building and the parking lot and our residents. Okay, I'm confident that we can achieve those goals in another 3 years. Okay, I'm being realistic because these are going to take some special assessments, and we're trying to space them apart and not hit the community with a lot, with a big financial burden. Okay, so what I'm hoping is this is our first year on the board. This February will be a year that we're on the board. The management company's been here maybe 7 months, 6 months, right? June. So, you know, we're just at the beginning of this term. It's a 2-year term. What I'm hoping is you guys will find it, you know, the right thing to do is to vote us back in again for a second term. If that's the case, I really feel confident at the end of the second term, 3 years from today, we'll really be in a great position where the building is up to snuff. At that time, I would recommend, I have no issue with it, I would recommend that we put it up to a vote for the whole community. If the community wants to have rentals in the building and the majority speaks that this is something that we feel is good for our community, we can certainly have that conversation then. But absolutely not now. We're having a hard time making sure everybody's paid up to date and keeping track of everything that's in the building with the owners, let alone renters coming in, coming and going. So once we have our house in order, I have no issue with addressing that at that point. Okay? With that, please continue to send these questions in. I just want everybody to know, Vera just mentioned it. We're not taking questions after this meeting. This is a short, more meeting about housekeeping and about the amenities. February 2nd, we're having an annual meeting, okay? So that'll be a much longer meeting. We'll address a lot of the things that are happening. So I encourage you, if we're gonna have this same format, hopefully we will, to please submit your questions. With that, I'll yield my time back to the president.
Thank you, Frank. That was very, very good. Very good. Well, first I'd like to say, like Frank, I'd like to say Happy New Year to everybody here. I'm hoping for a really, really, really good New Year here, and I think that we're going to attain that. I'd also like to thank Vera, Hector, this board, and the grievance committee, because we would not be where we are today if it wasn't for us, these two right here, which are our great managers and assistant managers and real management companies. So I want to say thank you to those, to them. Before I go into all the stuff we did, I just got to go over a couple of things that we need to really do here. I was in our garbage bin over the weekend, last weekend, and I got a little scared when something came down into the garbage dumpster. People have a tendency to throw their food down the dumpster, down the chute, without putting it in a plastic bag. You know what? We get bugs, we get mice, we can get rats. So, you know, please, everybody, we all live here. You know, we all want to have a great, clean community, and I hear it all the time from everybody. So if you have garbage that's going to go in the garbage, please throw the garbage in a garbage bag and put it down the chute, and I think it'll take care of a lot of stuff. Problems, I should say. Another thing I want to address, there's been people here that have been talking about bird poop on their ledge, you know, on their good things, you know. I want to make sure that they know that we're not leaving them out. I brought it to, well, Dave's been working with it, with Vera. We talked to our attorneys. I know it's in our bylaws that you cannot clean your deck. And there's certain things, especially with bird poop, because, you know, you have to do it with water, no chlorine, can't be dry, blah, blah, blah. So we are working on that, just so everybody knows, okay? We're definitely working on that. You know, Antoine's not here right now, but I got to commend Antoine. You know, when I'm home, my phone, you know, I'm retired now, so I stay up late and sleep a little late, my wife will tell you. I get texts at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, sometimes, you know, late at night from Antoine. You know, he does his walk around like I do 3-4 times while I'm here now in the morning time, early morning, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. He goes out there and he takes pictures of things and sends them to me. We try to find out who is violating what's going on. You know, about a month and a half ago, he sent me a picture of this gentleman coming in the back 11:30 at night, broken nose, blood coming from his nose, and we saw him, I went to the cameras, I saw him jump over the pool fence, the gate, to come into our pool yard, to go into the pool. And blood was all over the place. You know, I don't expect everybody to say something, because, you know, some people may be afraid, but, you know, Antoine, I give him a lot of credit. He told the guy, get out of here or I'm going to call the cops. And he did. We'll never know who it was. And before, you know, we're working on somewhere along the line getting a new fence and gate. But prior to that, I want to get like something that we could put on top of the gate, like the plastic lattice, PVC lattice, so that, because I've seen on the camera where people put the arm over that shouldn't be here. They open the door and it just can't be. So we're working on that. I want to thank Ray, Freddie, and the cleaning people, because Freddie is the new guy we got. Everybody's seen him, right? Great guy, great mechanic. This guy, he's awesome. I mean, we're blessed to have this guy here too. He's a great sheetrocker. He does everything, real good guy. They're not here to say thank you to, but I want to thank them. The other thing is, couple of times I've been in the office with Vera. There's some residents here that send Vera nasty emails. I've read them. And me being the person I am, I go to the person, knock on the door, and I talk to him like a normal human being. I say, listen, you have to stop these nasty emails to the office. I mean, they're really, really, they degrade her and him, and it's just not right. So you know what? I went to an owner's house today, a condo today, and talked to him, and I said to his wife, listen, before he sends the email, why don't you read it before he sends it? Because it was a real nasty email. And it's happened 3 times already. So if anybody is going to be emailing Vera or Hector, please remember they're just like us. You know what? They're human beings. Don't degrade them. Don't belittle them. Just be nice people, The other thing I hear a lot, why do we have 2 managers? Why? We don't need 2 managers. Oh, it's too much money. I'm going to tell you something. I was on the last board appointed to it. We've always had 1 manager in that spot where Hector sits. And it was a guy, Mike Pintado, Justin, whoever, and they weren't making a lot of money. They couldn't shine this guy's shoes. Now, with him and her there, now see, we need 2 people. We definitely, without a doubt, need 2 managers. Not only that, when the last 2.5 months, 2 months,
Yeah, a little over
3 months. And let me tell you something. When people,
Not the board, we ran the
the
association, we didn't have a management company.
yeah.
We did not have a management company.
So
3
when
months.
people say to me, oh, why can't we do like the 400? Let me tell you something. It's a nightmare. It's a full-time, it's a nightmare. You can't do it. It's impossible. It'll never happen. But here's some of the projects that have happened, and we owe it to this girl sitting next to me here. All the lighting on the outside stairwells have all been changed to nice, beautiful, brand new fixtures, LEDs. The building looks beautiful at night when you're driving by or coming into it. The parking, remember the parking, how bad the parking was? Everybody was afraid they were gonna get jumped and this and that. The lighting, LED lighting underneath parking and outside lighting is gorgeous. It looks beautiful. Second phase is gonna be even nicer because what's going to be going out by the sidewalks it's going to be really, really nice. We got brand new Category 5 hurricane doors installed. The other ones were Category 3. They were garbage. These are Category 5. They're beautiful doors. Hopefully, when we renew our insurance in March, with all the stuff that we've done, we're hoping that this, I don't want to give you a number, but they're saying significantly going down. Right now, we pay $100,000 a month. And hopefully it goes down a real lot. Another note on that. So in the back of the 200, in the back of the 300, there's double doors, and the magnet one, when you come up to it, the magnet one opens. The other one's supposed to be locked in, so you can't open it. What happens is, I don't know why, but people turn it and unlock it. Now you would never know it's unlocked, but you can come from outside inside. You don't even have to buzz yourself. You just open the door that they unlock. So if anybody sees that, listen, when you're walking there, just when I go outside, you know what I do? Before I go, I open the door, I make sure that the one that's supposed to stay there is there. And so I go to push it. If it opens, I shut it and I turn the lock. We're working on getting a locksmith here to put a lock on it so that nobody can do that. If somebody needs to open the door to be a double door to come in, they're gonna have to come to Ray, Freddie, or the office to get a key to open it. The swimming pool we got done. That's been out of commission for, a year and a half, the swimming pool. We finally got it done. We had the leak test. They were here for a while. The pool is beautiful. The sun deck, 4th floor sun deck, is leak proof. When I was on the last board, appointed to the last board, AAA was here. We probably went through about 25, 30 grand with them trying to fix it. The leaks it just kept on leaking. We got the new management company. Vera gets 3 people. We got the guy that comes in for about 10, 11 grand. He fixed everything. We did the water test with the dye, completely leak proof. It's perfect, perfect. The next step will be redoing the auditorium, which, you know, we're gonna do it a little bit later time. But there's no more leaks. The 200 building didn't have all the hot water heaters working. We got on there, first thing Frank did was got the hot water heater. So all the hot water heaters are working in the 200 building. They all got hot water now, where they used to not have it. They have lukewarm water. All of them are capped. Walking around the hallways, they said, you know what, we gotta do something with the hallways. So we went out, we got 100-watt LED light bulbs and put them in all the hallways. Me personally, I love it. It's not dim. I know some people here were actually afraid to walk down the hallway because it wasn't bright enough. I'm not gonna mention any names, my sister-in-law's sitting right there. But you know, and you know what, and there's some people that were busting my chops. They sent pictures out with welding helmets because it's so bright. You know what? I think it's a great improvement to our community, and that was that. 6 years, our carpet's never been cleaned. Never been cleaned. So you got all the dogs walking across it, which dogs did this and did that, pop, pop, pop. So we got a carpet cleaning company coming. We got 3 estimates. We had the carpet cleaner come in. Now, when he did the carpets, we had the old light bulbs in there. So it was really dark and dimmy in there. Once we put the new light bulbs in, you see spots that maybe were missed. We have a carpet cleaner in the Ray's office there, which we're gonna get somebody to get it going. And when we find spots like that, we're going to clean them up. Some people came in today and said that they smell pee in their carpet. Well, you know what? If we hear that, we'll get that. Somebody go clean it. And we signed a contract with them. Every 6 months, they're gonna come in and do our carpets. Like I said, it's been 6 years and they're pretty schivazzi. In Italian, that means like filthy and dirty. Rachel, it was born in Naples? Okay. Now, let's go to the safety part of everything. Like Frank said before, Butterfly and Parking Boss is the best thing for this community. Butterfly, when people call me up and they say, I think somebody's renting here, I think somebody tried to get in the door. First thing I do is call Vera. She goes on the computer, pulls up the Butterfly, and she sees there's a camera there. She sees exactly who it is. So we know exactly what's going on. Some people have a tendency to think people rent here, but they actually live, they own. But Butterfly is great. And Parking Boss, best thing since sliced bread. I guess everybody notices now that the visitor spots out there are pretty much empty all night. We don't have 400 people, the people from the 400 building park in there, or people that are gonna go shop over there, come and park in our parking spots. People log in their stuff on Parking Boss, and it's great. One thing you have to do though is a lot of times when people program their thing in, their fingers may be a little fat, so the license plate may be 1 letter off. So when the parking attendant comes in here, he does it, it says not registered. But there's a car here that's registered almost with the same plate, and it's 1 letter off. So what I do is he lets me know. What I do is I see where they went, I knock on the door, and they come out and I say, listen, you know, I think, I don't want to see you get towed or a boot. You know, I think you got to go back down there and do it, and they redo it. So just make sure that when you do the Parking Boss, you know, make sure you get the right thing in there. One of them, the deck that's out off the pool, that money is earmarked, is set aside for the deck. As a matter of fact, the contractor's been hounding us. He wants to come in and rip it apart now to be on top of it, but we can't do it because it's just too dangerous. Somebody goes in the water. We don't want anybody to drown. We don't want to get sued. Nobody die. So we have to wait on him, and it's because we have to wait for permits because it's marine water. You know, you got the Manitou fish out there, and no, we're waiting on it. Vera's on top of it. You know, once that permit comes in, they're going to do that. Once that deck is done, everything that we did for the first special assessment was taken care of. Everything we promised, everything's done. Then when we have our annual meeting in February, we'll talk about stuff. And then we're going to have a special assessment meeting in March. Okay, that's going to be for the parking lot. The second phase of the lighting, which is going to be digging the trench out in front, the whole length of the condos. And they're going to be putting new piping in with beautiful 4, 5, 6 inch square aluminum poles coming down, the LED lights coming down on everybody's cars. They're going to light, it's going to look beautiful. We saw the pictures. It's going to be really, really nice. And the new landscaping, we're going to take all those trees out that are ugly trees, take them all out, the curbs. And once that's done, this place is gonna look gorgeous. It's gonna be gorgeous. It's gonna be a gorgeous place. I know everybody's waiting, because every time, just today, someone's saying, when are you into the parkland? It's coming, you know, it's been in the works with 3 passports and never got done. Our goal and plan is to get it done, and it'll be done before our first term is done. So on that note, thank you, everybody, for coming here, and can I make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Yes.
Second, all in favor? Thank you very, very much for attending.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.